used to struggle with having addiction to weed. It actually can cause like long-term feeling numb or depressed when you've been so reliant on it. I felt like it was doing that to me, the numbness. And I don't think it's an issue if you're just casually, occasionally smoking weed, but at the point that you feel like you need it and you don't even want to hang out with family or friends without smoking, then it's an issue. And God convicted me. God just really started to lay it on me that even though I felt like it helped me focus to even focus more on the Bible or on God, I had all these reasons of like, oh, I'm using it for good. And while God did use it for good, because God can use all things for good for those who are seeking him, he started to really convict me. I struggled for a while with trying to quit, and I couldn't. I was praying, I was asking God, and I just became overcome with shame and guilt because I couldn't seem to lay this thing down for God. And eventually God showed me like that shame and that guilt, that wasn't from Jesus. That was from the enemy. That was from Satan trying to accuse me and make me feel bad because I couldn't lay it down. I believe that shame and guilt actually was part of what was standing in the way from me getting freedom. I started asking God to remove that, but I also started asking God to show me what all reasons I was smoking. Like, what was I using it as a band-aid for in my life? I was using it for sleep and joy. And those things, God gives rest. God gives joy. Even though I was still turning to God, I was also turning to this substance. I started praying about those things as well. And then God also started to show me that I needed to praise him because he has already won the victory over sin and he has already defeated it. But I needed to praise him for that victory, even though I didn't see the results yet in this part of my life. Trusting that he has already overcome that sin, that's what broke that chain off my life. When I started praising God, my prayers, like I would pick up to smoke and I would just thank God. I was like, I know that I don't see it yet, but I know, Lord, that I will not continue to struggle with this. You have already overcome this and you are victorious. And even though I'm doing it now, I know I won't continue to. It wasn't too long after I started praising God for the victory that I woke up one day and I just no longer felt like I needed it. I still had the temptations there, and I still occasionally get the temptation, but I'm not going to go back to something that had such a hold over my life and God freed me from. I'm not going to be like the Israelites, the ones that kept turning back to the idols, to false gods. They kept turning away from God even though God already freed them from being slaves. I didn't want to be like the dog that returns to his own vomit that it speaks of. And so I refuse to smoke ever again, even though those temptations occasionally still come, but it's nothing like it used to be. Like, I need this. And now it's just like, oh, that might be fun to do, but I'm not going to. Because I choose God. Flee from the devil and he will flee from you. I just happened to watch one of George Janko. I just love how vulnerable him and his wife are in their walk with God. Weed was a huge, huge trial for him that God just delivered him from. Very similar situation. He had tried to put it down multiple times, couldn't do it. It wasn't until he started praising God and celebrating God that God just rid him of the desire. If you want to go watch that video, it's around 40 minutes. This is the name of the video. So the lesson I really learned is don't walk by sight, you walk by faith. Even when you can't see the victory, Jesus has already won it and we have to believe it to receive it.